Alright, so today we have tiramisu, keto tiramisu on the menu. This is the first time that I'm going to make it. The first step of this involved preparing the breadsticks, for which I have made a separate video. You can find the link in the description below. This was very easy, very low carb, based on almond and coconut flour. It's not as biscuity as I wanted it to be, but it's still dry enough for me to make some nice tiramisu with it. Now, in terms of preparing the batter, we are basically going to double broil our egg and sugar. For sugar, I'm using some erythritol, which is what I bought on Amazon. It was 2 pounds, was around 10 bucks. And this is basically the information about carbs and its nutritional effects. The cream that I'm going to use is basically a 33% cream. That also is something that you'll easily find in supermarket. Some places call it thickened cream, and this is basically the nutritional facts for this cream. On top of that, we'll also be using the mascarpone cheese, which is basically, this is the mascarpone that I'll be using, and we've got the nutritional facts here from where you can easily figure out how many carbohydrates you'd be using in your recipe. Alright, so I'm gonna take about 40 grams of sugar. Let's see, 40 grams, give or take. Like, you never have to be exact in your measurements. That's 20, that's 36, that's good enough. So, oh, perfect, 40. So that's 40 grams of sugar, and I'm gonna double broil it with 1 egg yolk. You have to make sure that your egg yolk doesn't cook. So here, for double broiling, I have some water boiling in the bottom, and on that I'm going to add some egg yolk. Looks so beautiful. Sorry, it wasn't 1 egg yolk, it was actually 2 egg yolks. So we got a recipe from someone and we are trying to halve it. So my partner's making her version, which is a non-keto version, and I'm trying to make the keto version. And the key difference is basically the kind of sugar that you use and the kind of cake that you use. Everything else is keto friendly. So now here I'm going to whisk in my egg yolk until the sugar dissolves, and you have to make sure that the egg doesn't become crumbly. You don't want scrambled eggs at this point, so just keep whisking. If you leave it, egg will start cooking, so you have to wait for it to become a bit creamy. Alright, time to add some vanilla essence. Oops, I think I overdid it, but it's alright. I don't mind vanilla flavor. At this point, I'm gonna turn off the heat because this looks good enough. And separately, I'll now prepare my creams. Alright, so now I've got about 180 ml thickened cream, whipping cream, which goes into my jar, and now I'm going to whip it. So after about 40 seconds, you'll see that it has started becoming silky and thicker. So continue. I think you'll have to do it for about 2 minutes to get it really whipped cream. Look at it, so beautiful. Like, this is now the perfect whipped cream. That's what we needed. Right, now we add around 120 ml of mascarpone. At the moment, I'm gonna just be approximate. This seems about right. Okay, now I'm going to whip the mascarpone and the cream together. So now that that's done, I'm going to add in my mixture of sugar and egg yolk that I had prepared earlier. but gradually, because that's still warm, and if we put too much of it, it may make this mixture quite runny. We don't want it to be runny, so I'm gonna add it just stepwise. I've added like about 1/3 of it. I'm going to whip it again. That was the last of it, so let's give it another. So this is the consistency of my mixture at the moment. Alright, so now that we have our coffee, the next step is basically just the layering. And so normally I've seen some people add alcohol to the coffee mix as well. That's up to you. I'm making an alcohol-free version. But if you would like, you can add a little bit of rum or tequila to this as well. And I'm not too sure on the consistency of my biscuits, so I'm going to play a little bit safe, not dip it for too long. Yeah, and that's good enough. And that's first layer. Okay, it's holding its shape, so that's not too bad. Alright, the first layer is complete. I still feel that it can probably need a bit more soaking. I was too cautious, so as a result I didn't soak some of these for too long, so I'm gonna just add a little bit of coffee on top. This follows the first layer of our mascarpone and cream mixture that we had. Followed by the second layer of biscuits. This time I feel more confident about my biscuits, so I'm gonna soak most of them in. Alright, so this is now our final product with 2 layers. Of course, we have enough space for the third layer, but I have only 4 biscuits left, so I'm not gonna go for that. I'll put it in the fridge for a few hours at least, let it settle down, and then I will dust off some chocolate powder on it, keto-friendly chocolate powder, cocoa powder, and I'll show you the final product then. Alright, so now it's been in fridge for about 4.5 hours, and after that I've just dusted off some of this Hershey's cocoa powder on it. This is the natural cocoa powder, and it has 1 gram of net carbs. And this is amazing. Like I use this in a lot of things. I make my own chocolate, keto-friendly chocolate with it as well. I'll put a video for that as well. And this is basically our final product. So let's do the reveal. Look at how beautiful it is. It's keeping its shape, which means that my biscuits could actually have been sort of maybe a little bit more, they needed a bit more moisture, but I'll do a taste test. Yeah, so that's what we got. All right. Oh man, it's amazing. It's amazing. All right. Hope you guys get to try it and enjoy it. All right. Until next time.